Okay, so if the schools are shut down across the United States, Biden will be president. It's not going to happen. The Trump administration is going to try to encourage as many districts as possible to open, and they will succeed. Okay? But the biggest union in the teachers, the National Education Association, NEA, far, far left, 3 million teachers, administrators, and other education professionals members. They say, we're not going to open. Too dangerous. Now, why are they doing that? It's not dangerous in North Dakota, not dangerous in Montana, not dangerous in Alaska. And here in New York, we had, for the first time, no deaths over the weekend from COVID. So let's pray it holds here. Sunbelt, bad. Bad. But the NEA says, hey, there's no way we're opening schools. Not happening. Because they want Trump to lose, not because of any protection. The way it should be handled is that each district, in conjunction with the state capital, decides. So if the crazy left Washington state doesn't open, okay with me. Let those people there who elected these loons, let them deal with that. But here in New York, where the COVID thing is tamped down at this point, got to open. You got to have masks, and you got to have distance. You got to have everything you can have. But one kid gets it, front page hysteria. Look, in Europe, they opened the schools months ago. They haven't had any problem. In Austria and Norway and Belgium and Finland and Denmark. So, right now, President Trump is a cipher on the COVID. He used to have the daily briefings, which were, I don't know. In the beginning, they were all right, then they got ridiculous. President Trump, why don't you invite all the ministers of education from the European nations that have opened their schools to Washington for a 2-day conference on how you did it? What'd you do? If COVID didn't explode in Western Europe, we're talking Italy, places that were really impacted. If it didn't explode, what did they do? Let's have the conference and let President Trump take the leadership of that. It shows he's doing something. But why do I have to think this up? Why? That should be one of his advisors, Betsy DeVos, the education secretary. Mr. President, let's get all these guys over here and gals and find out what they did, and we can do it. So, summing up on the school, each district decides. You got a real problem in a certain district, you can't do it. But I'd say 85% of American school districts could open with a minimal risk, responsibly. So let's go. Because you can't be punishing the children, which is what you do if you don't let them go back to school in September. Okay. Now, the press does not want the schools to open. This is another corruption of the press. They don't want it. And again, I said, one kid gets it, bang, oh, it's all good. So if you're in Florida, and that's a bad place right now for COVID, and you open, which the governor says he's going to do, and one kid gets it, or one teacher gets it, they're going to ram that down your throat. Because they don't want, the press doesn't want the schools open. Because, same thing with the NEA. They know that Trump will get hurt if the schools don't open, because the psychology is we're not defeating the virus. We're not making progress. This is a psychological thing, as well as a physical thing. Okay, Roger Stone.